Okay, so welcome all to this last community meeting of March. Just as a typical reminder, we have a code of conduct, so don't be jerks, basically. The code of conduct is available in our external secrets documentation page as well. We have meeting notes. I'm going to provide the link in the chat here of this community meeting, so you can check it. And I do believe we can already start through the agenda notes. So the first points that I pushed, the main one, I'd say, is regarding the release of the 0.5 version. It was already a point mentioned in the last community meeting. I do feel that we kind of need to release something right now. We are getting a lot of bug fixes onto the main branch as well. So even if we decide not to release a 0.5 because we want to still improve some things, maybe we should consider releasing a 0.4.5 just to include some major bug fixes that are already there. Some minor as well. So for the templating, there are some minor bugs that are already addressed but not released. For the GCP provider, there is the major concurrency issue there. So I wanted to bring up this point. And we are actually in a good place in terms of the things that we wanted to add. 2, if you consider parameter store 3, main providers already have get all secrets method. We increased the documentation to cover the new functionalities and the conversion from V1 Alpha 1 and V1 Beta 1. So I wanted to check with you, what should we do?
Yeah, that's a good question. So I think I'm kind of confident that we can release it because I think like the major parts are in, like get all secrets, and I guess like deletion policy also has to get in. I think there's like not much to do. Basically documentation and the one thing that you commented that I forgot about right now. But I think these are like the main things for the 0.5 release that need to get in. But apart from that, I'm good to release it.
And besides the deletion policy, the other thing that I want to tackle, but it's going to be quite fast, is just a page on the guides explaining how get all secrets work. So people can actually read it when they feel like it. And it's actually nice because we already have some beta testers for these features appearing, kind of in the same way. They're migrating from Kubernetes external secrets, and they need a way to get secrets in batches. So this is actually also nice.
Yeah, totally.
So
yeah, I'm confident, kind of confident. I'm not sure whether we should do a maybe like a pre-release or so we get a tag out so people can test it. But I guess on the other hand, it's kind of urgent with these GCP fixes that should get in ASAP, I think. So yeah, I'm kind of in between. I'm not sure, but I guess let's just release and make a kind of, yeah, not really a warning, but a notice that this is like not
major change and a lot of changes
yeah.
from
There's a
the
exactly
life cycle perspective, from
yeah
everything.
yeah
Yeah, I do think we can leverage the fact that we're still 0 here. So we can actually say, yeah, it's still 0.5, so you might expect to see some weird things happening, although I don't think we are going to have that. We took a lot of care in the main issues people would have. I don't think they're going to have any. So cool. So what do we want to do? Do we want just to include the deletion policy, the documentation around get all secrets, and then release?
yeah, sounds good. I guess we can glimpse through the other PRs if there's anything major that should get in.
Not that I recall. Most PRs are more feature requests.
Yeah.
If I recall correctly, there is one bug that just appeared regarding HashiCorp Vault when using batch tokens for AppRoll. I'm not sure if it's for AppRoll only, but for AppRoll I already confirmed. We have some code breaking because we cannot revoke a batch token. The batch token is revoked by itself. So this is like a small bug. It's easy to fix and probably is leading to some leak in Vault provider in this specific situation. But right now we are waiting for information on the user that opened the issue.
Yeah. I guess like once we have like this big chunk of changes out, it's going to be easier to release, I guess.
Yeah. And
Okay.
we also should expect some time for new issues coming in with all of this big chunk of changes that we have. So I'm just going to add here on action items, just so we can keep track of it. Release 05 once deletion policy gets merged, and some documentation around get all secrets is available. This is the main point for this big issue one. So I just want to comment briefly on the GCP performance leak issues. I did try to investigate a lot on it, and there just seems to be no other way around. Really, the internals of the library, when it's calling a gRPC client, the structures are all referenced by pointers. So even if we try to change the call in between or create a new client with a new token, all of this information gets passed throughout any other client that's already spent there. So this issue appeared right now because we introduced the validate method for all providers. So we create a new client there. And then we started to see these issues, both the memory leak and the permission, those weird error messages that I think it was on number 818. And these are actually the same root cause, which is much, much more, I don't know, bad. And I really didn't find a way to better implement it other than just block the number of clients that we can have concurrently. Maybe we can ask some questions around the GCP repo itself, the client repo, and see if they have any guidance to then improve it back. Because having non-concurrent calls make the system quite slow if people are using a lot of external secrets. And there's nothing we can do other than leader elect it.
Yeah. I also put a little bit of effort into like debugging, but I also like saw like no workaround. Like there are a couple of options to pass in options to the underlying gRPC connection and the gRPC stream, but like there's no way to fix that issue. So I guess it's fine for now to have a mutex lock on the package on the provider level, but I guess we need some stripped down version of this bug to reproduce the issue and ping the Google Secrets Manager client or SDK maintainers to give them something to reproduce. And because I guess like the way we use it, it's not really intended to use, I would assume, because we constantly like creating gRPC connections and destroying them, creating them, destroying them with different credentials and so on. I think like this is not really the intention, the intended way to use this SDK.
One of my attempts to fix was actually to give some context, like having a single gRPC client, since it actually allows concurrent methods, but we cannot use it like that in our specific case because we actually change permissions. So we need to have a set of permissions to do one thing and a set of permissions to do the other thing, conceptually speaking, because secret stores can have different configuration there.
Yeah, true.
This was the point that I said, yeah, we should probably mutex it and be sorry. Okay, the last point, just an update on Secret Sync. We do not have a response from the user that wanted to do. I already checked internally in Container Solutions. There is one newcomer to the project. that is interested in developing it. He is right now still building confidence around the project, so creating some more simple issues to understand how things go. But as soon as he builds up the confidence, he'll probably try to tackle Secret Sync. So for now, if we don't have any users desperate to have it, we can just let it a little bit, and some people will be able to tackle it afterwards. These were my points.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. I guess we should be a little bit more slower for the next couple of weeks or months to get in like larger chunks of features. I guess it makes sense to slow down a little bit, and because I would assume that once people migrate, there will be bugs somewhere, and we gotta fix them, and probably spend our time fixing bugs coming in rather
Yeah,
than building new big features.
I agree. I believe both 0.5.1 and maybe .2 as well should be focused on bug fixes, and we let feature requests a little bit on the bench until we merge it and make a 0.5.3 with new features.
Yeah.
Cool. Any other point that we want to mention?
Not from my side. I'm looking forward to releasing.
Me too. Me too. We should probably think of ways to make noise about this release, because it's actually a milestone.
Yeah,
We
I think so
reached the
too.
milestone, a big milestone.
Yeah.
So I will probably be onto that somehow. Maybe.
I don't know how they do it, but the GitHub release radar, they publish a blog post, I think, once a month, once a week, about releases to open source projects.
Never heard of that before.
Yeah, this actually can be useful. So I am going to just put on the notes. Okay, just added a note so that we probably should announce this release however we can, linking to the release radar. It's basically submitting a PR there, right? Or no?
I think, yeah, it says fill out this issue to be considered. Make sure that we haven't already shipped a blog post for that month, i.e. November.
Yeah, the blog post I can cover if needed with the main changes and what's the main impacts.
Yeah, so
although we do not have a proper blog available for us, I can probably use Medium. Maybe should be not bound to any organization or something like that.
Yeah, and then they just did one for February, March 17th. So the March one would be coming out soon-ish, early April. So timing might work pretty good.
Yeah, we need to see if we can get into the March one or if we are going to get only into April's one.
Well,
mainly because there are these things that we need still to put inside, although they're kind of ready. Just to... Anyways, we'll try our best to... Okay.
I was gonna say, March might be a little close, but...
Yeah, but let's try. Maybe we can figure something out. Just before we end the recording, Burak, I think you joined a little bit late. If you want to introduce yourself. It's completely optional. If you don't want, we won't force you.
Yeah, sorry, I am muted. Yeah. Yeah, hello. Yeah, I have just joined Container Solutions and just wanted to be part of the project. Yep, I started to work on some issues together with the Gustavo, and in the future, I hope I will be more contributing.
Thanks.
Nice.
Okay,
Welcome.
then. If we don't have any other main point to address here, thank you all for your presence. I'm going to stop the recording now.